Yo, morning guys, welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is the psychiatric self-therapeutic multimedia project to solve problems, challenges, and obstacles in our lives, as well as a self-improvement process to reach the highest goals and ambitions that we have set for ourselves, as well as those around us. You have a brief introduction and brief summary of how to break down the Ahn Rho Project into domains of life, substitutes, analogies, so on and so forth. You can check that out on the previous live streams for the past 2.5 years, straight to January 2021 and beyond, for more updated versions, which will include the copyright-free music, content live stream schedule, and how we divvy the live stream into 15 minutes into 3 phases, 11 segments, and domains, analogies, and so on and so forth. That being said, diving into the second segment today as usual, about 2-3 points. First, there's going to be a first of maybe 2 live streams today. Second, there's going to be a solve, a 5 override, a rule to break all the rules, a system principle to free myself from the system, become purely practical, get what most urgently needs done as a part of life. And last but not least, if you want to skip even this short and abridged introduction, you can fast forward on YouTube or Twitch as a VOD by about a minute and a half into the live stream, which dives right into content right now, which is what you get. Left hand panel, phase 2 items, digital, abstract. Right hand corner, reality, real life, so physical, and it's the most active, engaging part of the stream later on if we actually get time to do that. Left hand panel, that's where we're going to start. A lot of what you see, what you get, a lot of storytelling, photography, about like humor, video, food, cuisine, employment, gifts, and so on and so forth. Lots of different stuff. A little bit more lighthearted. This part 3, continuation of maybe past 3 days worth of huge, all various sorts of domains in life. Like I said, finance, employment, groceries, materials, equipment, philosophy, all of them coming together. So we start off here. I'm going to go through them one by one. I'm going to do, actually I should have said a solve 9.0 override. We're not going to cover these things one by one individually, but as a whole altogether, holistically speaking. So, take a look here at the very top left hand corner. You can see we really are just going to cover it one by one, just like this. I know it's not going to be high res, that's okay. So on the very top left we have like 3 major screenshots here to get through, and then some trash in phase 3 later on. So very top left hand corner you see MP3 format, audio format. It says basically saying that text is there, just Excel spreadsheet there, me trying to take note of the fact that I had to update it with regards to the conversation I had back and forth, some text messages sent back and forth regarding a project as well as employment to my boss's son. So that's that. In the middle we have some comments here from a Psych2Go video having to do with 8 things you should probably, not sorts of things that you should not say to your own kids about, why you're like this, you're stupid and worthless, and I wish if I could, I wish you were never born. There's some really obvious things, but a lot of abusive parents do it anyways. Very relevant. Some of the comments here are like that too. Alright, moving on the right hand side, you can see of course the thumbnail of it. The parents say what things they say to children, blah blah blah. Moving on here, here's an example of that. I'm going to disappear and you'll never find me. You'll wake up and I won't be here. That's the kind of thing, abandonment and stuff like that. Right hand corner over here we have a little bit having to do with a conversation I had with me and one of my colleagues for a long time ago. He's a friend of mine now, and he's had a lot of issues in his past, so we're helping him through. I'm not helping him. He's been helping himself through this on his own. And he gave me a call and he wanted to check up on me. He knew I had a hard time as well, and it's great of him. He's just a really considerate person in the sense that he's going through a lot, and he's trying to check up on me too. Right hand corner, so daily deals here. So that's the conversation, as an audio file, MP3. Over here, daily deals. So we just scanned the menu for Red Lobster. So Red Lobsters, I think of like Andrew Schultz. So feasts, classics, many marineras. The Mariners Feast was the one I purchased over the weekend. Over here at Tilapia Scallops. Over here we have the screensaver that I thought was really interesting, Cape Breton Island. So this is I wanted to say that because it's a great scenery. It almost feels like I'm traveling around the world without having to go there. So once again, you see Microsoft there. Over here on this left hand side we have a lot of laundry. You can see the clothing here. Me just trying to capture the fact that yes, I had to, I hung some clothes and they were waiting for them to dry, and I took the majority of them yesterday, but I should have taken a better photograph of them when they were downstairs and captured the sort of equipment, the raft that's used to hang the clothes in the laundry machine itself. I didn't do that. That's for the future, I guess. Here's the menu once again. Feast, right? Create your own sandwiches. Like I said, I scanned this stuff. We're gonna show in phase 3 where we're gonna stash away downstairs in the kitchen in region H. Over here we have Alice, whatever. Okay, so this news, basically news. We're stepping into news now, and it has to cover with bigger threats, bigger than ever, having to do with the big tech companies. So, particularly Facebook having a bunch of scandals right now, and whistleblowers. So once again, I think the side, a lot of people talking about, oh, is this the end of Facebook or whatever? You know, whatever. I don't. Or maybe not the end of Facebook, but trouble, big time trouble for their shareholders and investors. Over here on the right hand side, we have the conversations. So I'm just capturing. First of all, there's 2 recordings on the left hand side. The white, that's kind of like this device I'm using right now. The right hand side is a different device that captures the workplace interactions. The left hand side is the one between me and my domestic guardians, as well as probably between. And then we have, of course, the audio file that I showed earlier between me and my colleague at the work, my ex-colleague, who is now a friend of mine. And so all of this kind of stuff here, particularly if you take a look at the title, there's a lot of stuff. So it says Fate Part 3. It's a recess, like a recession, or we're kind of moving away from the stuff we purchased over the weekend, and we will go back into it probably on the second stream today when I get back home from work. So basically, we have something to do with the lies and deceits of the conversation between me and my domestic guardian right here. It had to do with practicality and how sometimes you had to kind of exaggerate a little bit on your resume and as well as during the interview, and hide away the negativities in order to present a positive first impression for the employer. And unfortunately, that's the kind of stuff that she had to do in order to get somewhere. So I'm not going to go too much into that. Obviously, there's privacy, confidentiality. I'm not going to go too much into that. No names mentioned, nothing like that. Alright, good. Moving on to things that are a little bit easier to digest. That was a lot of text. This is a lot of imagery, so this is clearly a lot easier. We're going to phase 2 segment 7, photography here. So now we have class 2 items, food from domestic guardians. So showing appreciation and thankfulness. Obviously Thanksgiving was this weekend, but we just do this every live stream anyways. So class 2 item from domestic guardians. Thank you very much for this kind of like a gelatin vegetarian tofu mixed in with carrots, as well as cucumbers and white onions. So just a traditional Cantonese cooking, kind of stir fry, Hong Kong style, traditional conservative. On the right hand side here, there's something I didn't actually eat, but I took a photograph anyways, like bean sprouts and ground beef and green onions. So that kind of stuff is just like chong and stuff like that. On this right hand side, we have some stuff having to do with whoa. We will get to that later. We have some Vita coconut drink right here. This is a class 4 item I received from my colleagues at workplace, ML. Great person, and she also another colleague of mine, I believe LN, gave me this box of bread and crackers. So this is probably in response to the fact that ML, I gave yesterday 2 peaches that I mentioned in the previous live stream the day beforehand. But we're just exchanging food all the time now, just sharing things that we like to eat ourselves with each other. It's just a little bit of fun stuff to do at the workplace. So these are Breton brand, Dare brand original cookies. And I really, thank you for that. So it's like digestive crackers. And here's expiry date, August, not expiry, like best before August. So it was a little bit past before date, but I don't really give a damn. Stay fresh wrap. Yeah, because it's just crackers. These are non-perishable foods. Here's nutritional facts right here. Again, something that's a little bit higher on fiber. That's helpful, but overall, it was just a gift item. That's what I'm capturing here. So thank you for that. Show gratitude. Class 4 in nature. On the right hand side here, I'm trying to see what this is. This looks like a Wikipedia page for the Squid Game. If you don't know what that is, I didn't know either. My colleague of mine, LB, so LB, a really, really sweet person. She's like really energetic and everything, very positive. She tries her best to be. Despite the department being full of drama and stuff like that, honestly, I feel kind of bad for her at times. But she recommended this to me over before the Thanksgiving weekend, Squid Game. So that's a drama, and she told me it's this Korean kind of drama. And I took a look on Wiki, and oh yeah, that's what it is. It's like a survival kind of game. And all the contestants play, and they all die. And each death contributes to a prize pool at the end of like a couple billion won, which is like equivalent to like 33 million dollars US. So it's like a survival game, a show. Alright, right hand side here, we have this is once again googling it up, trying to figure out what the Squid Game is all about. she said to watch on Netflix. I'm definitely not watching it, but it's not because I don't want to. It's just I have more important things to do right now, and one day I may actually get to that. I very much appreciate recommendation. She's a great person, a very sweet person. Like I said, I like her very much. I hope that she can handle the things nonsense in the workplace right now. So here's the Squid Game once again, very top left hand corner. You see Google Drive Squid Game, great drama. Alright, and here's the history of my internet browser, basically showing you Red Lobster as I was trying to do a Google search of what I was going to purchase for my domestic gardens for their Thanksgiving and wedding anniversary at the same time. So we wanted to capture that, put that into Excel spreadsheet. That's why we have the internet browser history there. Alright, skipping on to the side here, we have this audio stuff here. This is me showing Audacity. So if you don't know Audacity program, audio editor. And the main point of this is me. If you've seen the title, it says volume. So I want to find a way to identify whenever I block out the volume. I notice sometimes in my recordings, for example, this live stream you're listening to right now, it might be scuffed. I might be blocking out some of the microphone inputs on the phone. And so it's like a very messy audio. You can't hear clearly what I'm saying. So I have to be careful about how I hold the phone. And so this is something that I was paying attention to when I was taking the Audacity. I couldn't do very much on it, but whatever. I'm not professional, it's amateurish. Alright, over here we have this having to do with Twitch, and what am I doing here exactly? I don't even know. I don't know why I took a capture of this, actually, to be honest. I was just listening to it. Was the audio scuffed? Was it like all fucked up? But no, it was fine. So now we're moving on to a little bit of philosophy. So loneliness from School of Life London, a little excerpt on that, as well as Stoic reflections. The meaning of life to find your purpose. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose is to give it away, by Pablo Picasso. Stoic reflections. Once again, your own interpretations out of this. You can feel free to do that. But this is basically the figurative father and mother of my life in psychiatry and philosophy, respectively, because I never had a proper one myself. On the right hand side here, and again, copyright notice, not my shit, not my stuff. Go over to Instagram, check out the pages on themselves, Stoic reflections and School of Life London. Not my shit, I don't take ownership for that. We got Panasonic batteries here. This is stuff that I scanned as a way to upload onto the laptop, and then we're gonna, we just scanned it. It's like a product kind of thing. I have to scan especially the descriptive back, the details, so that I can reference this in the future. If I want to buy the same product, I won't have to do it again. Left hand corner, we have more from from School of Life London, talking about modernity, loneliness, and the way, well, just take a look. Modernity places in a paradoxical double bind when it comes to loneliness, as most of us have become more isolated and divorced from local communities in the past. We also taught to experience that experience is only meaningful if it is shared with others. So it is paradoxy. Left hand corner, we have a little bit of messaging back from my colleagues. So at the workplace, my boss's son. So thanks, AR, really appreciate. We'll touch base this week. I'm like, hey, this is not gonna happen this week, and it's not that important anyways. Thanksgiving. So I intend on getting back to him saying, it's not important. If you got time to spare, great. If you don't, that's great too. Because as far as I'm concerned, two things I need to get across. I felt betrayed in that time, and that's how things spiraled out of control in that way. And the first thing, the whole department was actually not fine at all, and I couldn't manage it. So it's just those two confessions, and then the rest we can talk about something nice and positive and productive. If you even have the time for that, at that point, it's like we don't even have to touch base as far as I'm concerned. But that's that. So judge a man by his questions rather than by his answers, by Voltaire. This is Stoic reflections once again, not copyright notice, not my shit, not my stuff. Again, this was debatable, right? I would say questions and answers are both important. Over here we have this heater thing. Oh shit, we gotta run through this one. This one's the Wellington heater. Left, happy Thanksgiving. What's that? I don't know, man. Me kind of making some jokes in response. And here, practice applications, dare I say, more important than knowledge and understanding. Our health, disease, personal development. Conflict is a natural part of social interaction. Blah blah. Realize Excel spreadsheet. Source reference, YouTube material columns contain. So basically, that's all the kind of stuff here. If I kind of run through very briefly all this stuff here, you can see in some general detail what it's all about. But the main thing here is this last 10 seconds here. This Westinghouse ceramic heater. You can see all the varieties here, and I bought the one for $50, and you can see all the different packaging, dimensions, and I can end this live stream now. So I'll see you tomorrow morning, or sorry, later on today in the second live stream, and we'll continue where we have to leave off with part 4. This is Ahn signing out. Peace.